Daily Trends once again is here on Penax News. My name is Ethel, and this is your entertainment hub. True love, they say, lies in the eyes of the beholder. And yes, every man has a taste of, whatever preference they have in women. So let's get to America and see the hottest first ladies in America. We've seen a whole lot of, presidents and their wives trooping up, but we've selected the sweetest, the hottest women when it comes to the position as first ladies. Now let's look at number one, which is Michelle Obama, the wife of Barack Obama. So Michelle Robertson, now Michelle Obama, was born in Chicago, Illinois on January 17, 1964. Her father, Fraser, was a pump operator, and her mother, Marian, raised Michelle and her brother Craig at home. After graduating from public school, Michelle earned her BA in sociology from Princeton University in 1985 and then attended Harvard Law School, receiving her Juris Doctor 3 years later. Michelle then returned to Chicago, pursuing her law career as a firm Sidley and Austin, where she met summer intern Barack Obama. They later married in October 3, 1992. So this is actually a whole view concerning Michelle Obama. So we're moving on to Laura Bush, the wife of George Bush. So Laura Bush is the only child amongst her parents, and then her mom was trying to pave way for her success in school whilst teaching her the values of good education. So she attended school from Southern Methodist University. She was taught reading to grade school children in Houston and Dallas, went on a master's degree in library science, and then to the University of Texas, and had an elementary school librarian in Austin, Texas, where she met her future husband, George Bush, at a backyard barbecue. They married in 1977, and they have twin daughters, Barbara and Jenna, born in 1981. In 1994, George Bush was elected governor of Texas. As the first lady at that time, Mrs. Bush helped organize the Texas Book Festival, which raised funds for public libraries. She promoted the arts, historic preservation, and volunteerism. So that was Laura Bush right there. So we're going to the third person, Hillary Clinton. So, Hillary Clinton has been in school for some period of time. She was born in Chicago on October 26, 1947, and was raised in suburban Park Ridge, Illinois. Life for the Rodhams was comfortable, centered in family, friends, school, and the Methodist Church. Hillary's parents expected her to study hard, and she was a student leader in high school. After a youth minister took her to hear Martin Luther King Jr. speak in Chicago, she began to have a wider view of the world. Now, after graduation, Hillary advised the Children Defense Funds in Cambridge and joined the impeachment inquiry staff advising the Judiciary Committee of the House of Representatives. Now that was where she met Bill Clinton, got married in 1975, and she joined the faculty of the University of Arkansas Law School. And in 1978, President Jimmy Carter appointed her to the Board of Legal Services Corporation. And so for 12 years as an Arkansas First Lady, Hillary balanced family law and public service. And that was where Bill Clinton became president. Yes. So we are moving on from Hillary Clinton to Barbara Bush, where she was the first lady from 1989 to 1993. Yes. And so Barbara Bush was born in 1925 to Pauline and Marvin Pierce, who later became president of the McCall Corporation. In the suburban town of Rye, which is New York, she had a happy childhood. She went to boarding school at Ashley Hall in South Carolina, and at that time it was a dance during the Christmas vacation. She was only 16 when she met George Bush, a senior at Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts. So 2 weeks later, on January 6, 1945, they got married. Now, George graduated from Yale and set out for Texas to start their lives together. They had six children, namely George, Robin, Jeb, Neil, Marvin, and Dorothy. So, in those 44 years of marriage, they have been close together for 44 years. Miss Bush managed 29 moves to the family. So, this is the first person that got married to George Bush at that time. From there, we're moving to Nancy Reagan, who was the first lady from 1981 to 1989. And so Nancy Reagan she grew up in Chicago. She received her formal education at Girls Latin School and at Smith College in Massachusetts, where she majored in theater arts. After graduating, she toured with a road company that landed a role in Broadway in the music hit Lute Song. More parts followed afterwards. One performance drew an offer from Hollywood. Billed as Nancy Davis, she performed in 11 films from 1949 to 1958. That was where she met Ronald Reagan in 1949, where he was president of the Screen Actors Guild. In 1952, they were married in a simple ceremony in Los Angeles. Miss Reagan soon retired from making movies to devote herself to the roles of wife, and then she became a mother of two. So from there, we are going to Rosalind Carter. Yes. So that was just a little bio from Nancy Reagan. So from there, we are going to Rosalind Carter, who was the first lady from 1977 to 1981. So Rosalind Carter was born in the plains of Georgia on August 18, 1927, to Adlethea and Whitbird Edgar Smith. As the oldest child, Rosalind helped her mother manage the household and raise the three siblings following Wilbur's death when she was 13. In 1944, she graduated from the Plains High School as the valedictorian and then graduated from Georgia Southwest College in 1946. So in 1945, Rosalind began dating Jim Carter, the oldest brother of her childhood friend Ruth Carter. The pair carried on a correspondence where he returned to the U.S. Naval Army, and then they married on July 7, 1946. Following their marriage, Rosalind and Jimmy moved to Norfolk, Virginia, and continued to move whether Jimmy was stationed around their country. And so that was for Rosalind Carter. And then from there, we're moving on to Betty Ford, who was the first lady from 1974 to 1977. So Elizabeth Betty Bloomer was born on April 8, 1918 in Chicago, Illinois, and spent most of her childhood in Grand Rapids, Michigan. She was raised by her parents, William and Hortense Bloomer. As a young girl, Betty took up to dancing, which quickly became her passion. After graduating from high school, she moved to Vermont and attended the Bennington School of Dance and soon joined the auxiliary dance group led by the prestigious dancer Martha Graham. And so, October 15, 1948, Betty Bloomer married up-and-coming politician Gerald R. Ford Jr., and within a month, the couple moved to Washington, D.C. for the Fords' first time in Congress. Over the next decade, the Fords welcomed four children, Michael, John, Stephen, and Susan. So there was a controversy that Betty shouldn't have been the first lady at that time, but it all draws that now she became the first lady at some point. We are looking at Patricia Nixon, who became the first lady from 1969 to 1974. Now, Thelma Catherine Ryan, also known as Patricia Nixon, was also born on March 16, 1912, in Ely, Nevada, to Catherine and William Ryan Sr., born on the eve on St. Patrick's Day. After graduating from high school, Pat attended Fullerton Junior College in the University of Southern California, graduating in 1937 with a degree in education and merchandising. And so afterwards, she moved to Whistler, California, where she worked as a high school teacher. Whilst auditioning for local theater production, she married Richard Nixon, and the two were married on June 21, 1940. The couple then moved to Washington, D.C. Richard Nixon served in the United States Navy during World War II and later on found his way into politics. They currently have two daughters, Patricia and Julie Nixon. So that was Patricia Nixon right there. From there, we're going to Claudia Johnson, who became the First Lady from 1963 to 1969. And so, Claudia Johnson was born in Kenneck, Texas on December 22, 1912, the daughter of Thomas Jefferson Taylor and Minnie Lee Patillo Taylor. Her nickname, Lady Bird, came from Alice's title. After graduating high school, Lady Bird attended St. Mary's Episcopal School for Girls, a junior college in Dallas. She went on to attend the University of Texas at Austin, earning a Bachelor of Arts in History in 1933 and a second degree in journalism in 1934. That year, she met Lanton Bynes Johnson, and the couple married on November 17, 1934. She later gave birth to two daughters, Linda Bird and Lucy Bynes. Later on, she supported her husband's political career, providing $10,000 of her inheritance to his campaign at that time. Such a sacrificial, I don't know, wife. Let's say it that way. And the last among the hottest women is Jacqueline Kennedy, who became the first lady from 1961 to 1963. Such a short period of time, but that still marks her or makes her the hottest first lady. So Jacqueline was born on July 28, 1929, in Southampton, New York, to parents John and Janet Boiver. She and her daughter, her younger sister actually, Caroline, grew up in Manhattan. Due to her childhood, Jacqueline learned French, practiced ballet, and took to horse riding lessons. She enrolled in Vassar University in 1947 and studied abroad in Paris, France, before transferring to George Washington University, where she earned a degree in French literature in 1951. In 1952, she met upcoming Congressman John F. Kennedy, and the couple married on September 12, 1953. So these are the 10 most, the hottest females ever in the line of presidency. Really, the presidents really had a taste of these women, and yes, we have no doubt to say that they are the hottest women ever in the history of the American presidency.